Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Today I'm going to be making grilled cheese and not chicken, so noodle soup, I guess. I always think of that Friends episode where Joey's trying to audition for that soup campaign or whatever, and he keeps saying noodle soup. It's really funny. Anyway, grilled cheese and noodle soup today. Really easy. It's a good way to just use up the veggies in your fridge. So I'm going to be using carrots, celery, onion, kale, garlic, all sorts of good stuff. So I'm going to pull all of that together, and then I like to do a grilled cheese to go with it, and I'll make that with roasted tomatoes, avocado. It's so good. So keep watching if you want to see what I get up to. Okay, so here are some of the ingredients that I've put together here. I'm going to spend some time just chopping it all up into small pieces, and then I will get started putting it all together into a soup. Okay, so after a long haul, I got all the veggies chopped up. I have carrots, celery, some white onion, and some green onion. And I have a pan here, my Dutch oven. I have it heating up with olive oil in it. And then I also am going to be cooking some spaghetti noodles at the same time as the vegetables, just because I found that if I cook the noodles in the vegetable broth in the soup, it absorbs a lot of the vegetable broth, and that's not what I want. So I like to take the noodles and cook them in water just like you normally would, maybe a little bit underdone, and then I'll put them in at the end with the soup. Okay, so I have the vegetables in here, and it looks like a lot right now, but it's going to reduce down probably by half. So I wait for that to happen, and then I'm going to put in a couple cloves of garlic, and I'll let that just cook and simmer together, and it kind of blends all the flavors, and then I'll get to adding the vegetable broth. Okay, so the vegetables have really cooked down. They're about half the size. I'm going to throw in the pasta noodles, and I'm going to throw in some garlic into the soup mixture. And then I've just cut up a little bit of avocado and some tomato, and I'm going to use that for the grilled cheese, so just kind of getting ready. But I'm also going to turn on the broiler, and I'm going to broil the tomatoes. I don't know why, but I like when they're kind of cooked, almost roasted, I guess, when I go to put them in the grilled cheese, so I'm going to do that as well. So now for the spices, I'm going to just kind of make it up as I go, but I'll let you know what I use. So usually I would do a bunch of fresh herbs that I have in the fridge, but because I'm up here, I just don't have the herbs that I usually do, and so I'm kind of going to have to make do with what I have. So I put a ton of garlic in there because I love garlic. It gives great flavor. And then I'm going to add in, this is a Morton & Bassett Italian herb blend. It's going to have a lot of the spices that I would normally put in myself. So I think I have probably a tablespoon of that, and I always just kind of add as I feel like it's necessary. Oh, it smells so good. So I'm going to mix that around, and I like when it has that kind of green color to it with those little bits of herb in there. Okay, so then I'm going to grab, I love pepper too in a soup. I think it just gives really good flavor. So I have that garlic, I have the onions obviously are giving me a lot of flavor, the celery are giving me a lot of flavor, so you don't need a ton of spice, just a little bit to kind of enhance it. So I'm going to put a teaspoon of black pepper, And then the vegetable broth, here, I'll turn this way. The vegetable broth that I'm using is low sodium. I use low sodium because I think it's better to control the amount of salt you want to put into something. So what I like to do is do about 2 quarts of vegetable broth, and I usually do like a cup of water because I think it just thins it a little bit. And like I said, then I can add in however much salt I want personally for my soup. Sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's not a lot. It just kind of depends. I would say if I had to guess, 3 to 4 teaspoons of salt, but keep in mind that this is making a huge portion, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, I forgot about the kale. How could I forget about the kale? It's the most important part, the best part. Okay, I have a ton of kale, a huge mound of it, which obviously it's going to reduce down a lot. So I usually like to use more than I think I need because it will reduce down. So I'm going to throw that in here, and with these really hot vegetables, it's going to wilt really quickly, and then I'll be ready to put in the vegetable broth. Okay, a couple things here. Firstly, the pasta that I chose to use is a whole wheat pasta, which I think just adds a lot of nutrients, fiber, protein, just better than doing your regular run-of-the-mill pasta. And I've gone through and run cold water over the pasta because I want it to stop cooking, basically. And then over here, I'm getting going on the grilled cheese. So I have vegan butter, I have the avocado, I have vegan cheese, and then I'm broiling, you can't really see it, I'm broiling the tomatoes. And then I'll put that all together and I'll fry it in a pan. Okay, so pasta noodles are into the soup, and I'm just starting with the grilled cheese. The key to the grilled cheese is that it's a waiting game. You have to go low heat, you have to go for a long time, especially with vegan cheese because it takes forever to melt anything because it's not real. So I just sit here, I have it like this, I'm on really low heat, and I'm just gonna let it cook, and then I'll flip it over. The soup is just starting to boil again, which is a good sign, and then I will just plate it up and I'll be ready to eat. All right, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you next time.